you like the outdoors, it's one of the best places ever to live, ever to grow up.
It's like a place that shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be here. Places like this shouldn't still exist in the world when you're watching the news and, you know.
And the marine life and the wildlife is spectacular in Hare Bay.
For me, it's like open up a book and walking through the chapters and enjoying every page of it.
Life greets a new day in Hare Bay. This is a place that's hard to describe, more of a feeling that confronts you with absolute tranquility and peacefulness only nature can provide. Located on the northeast coast of the Great Northern Peninsula of Newfoundland and Labrador, Hare Bay provides an escape from the unforgiving North Atlantic Ocean. There are more than 30 islands in the bay of various shapes and sizes, from massive cliffs with talus slopes to low rocky islets. The habitats also vary. The large islands at the head of the bay feature dense stands of spruce and fir, while smaller ones further out contain grassy meadows, peaty hillsides, and wind-swept tuckamore. Water birds such as common loons and eider ducks that frequent the bay will always find a sheltered cove or inlet to take refuge. The bay itself covers an area of approximately 430 square kilometers. At the northern end lies the tiny community of Goose Cove. To the south lie the Fish-Out Islands, which once boasted a year-round community. People also lived year-round at Lock's Cove and Ireland's Bight. But like the Fish-Out Islands, the families were resettled in larger communities nearby. At the head of the bay is a large salmon river, and the community from which it's named, Main Brook. The Hare Bay Islands Ecological Reserve was created in 1983. The reserve is currently made up of 3 islands: Spring Island, Brent Islands, and Gilliot Island, locally known as Duck Island. The Ecological Reserve was created in part to protect the breeding habitat of the common eider, the largest of the sea ducks, and a species of great importance to the people of the area. Eider ducks and their eggs were an essential food source years ago, and the feathers that the hen eider used to line her nest of eggs were collected centuries ago to provide eider down for bedding and warm clothing.
I see she had an egg or 2 laid.
From 1988 to 1996, under the supervision of biologists from the Canadian Wildlife Service, this area and surrounding waters served as the primary location for a successful eider duck restoration program. The effort was championed by residents of Main Brook and neighboring communities.
That is an active nest, and there's probably a couple more.
The reserve also contains habitat for common and Arctic terns and double-crested cormorant, as well as ring-billed, herring, and great black-backed gulls. Black guillemot, locally called sea pigeons, and razorbill also breed and nest in the bay. In addition to the seabirds, it also protects many unique geological and ecological features, such as fossils. In the outer bay on the edge of the North Atlantic Ocean, a puffin colony is thriving. Little Cormorander and Great Cormorander Islands have provided a safe home for the provincial bird of Newfoundland and Labrador. Approximately 95% of all North American puffins breed along the eastern and northeastern shores of Newfoundland. Hare Bay is just a small but significant part of this vast region. The success of seabirds in Hare Bay is directly related to the abundance of food and marine life. And this success gives a great perspective of the region's overall environmental health. The bay has become a lifeline with teeming cold water seas. Even the rare leatherback turtle pays an occasional visit to Hare Bay.
It is a home for various species of birds and fish and other marine life, and it's also a home for so many people here as well, and people that have been making their livelihoods off of this place for generations. And so we want to make sure that we continue this legacy of stewardship, and you can already see that when you talk to people here. They're really proud of what they have, and they've always taken care of it because they know this place is so important to them and their family and their community.
The relationship between the ocean, forest, rivers, and people is infused with a history of stewardship care. The interconnectedness of humans and nature in this landscape defies most of today's realities. The relationship extends from the early years of survival along this coast to present-day stewardship ideals that comes naturally to the residents of Hare Bay.
And this is one of the greatest spots you'll ever find to study the environment and watch the environment as it is right now. As it is, as it's changing, as what it's going to be. And that's what Hare Bay is going to be in the future, is going to be as beautiful as ever was because we take care of it. It will change because Mother Nature says it's going to change. But people have an understanding here, and that's the way it should be.
Humans rely on the environment for food, water, medicines, building materials, recreation, and many other essentials. The desire to be near nature and care for the plants and animals that live in this ecosystem has been a legacy for local communities.
I grew up in Hare Bay. I used to salmon fish with my dad years ago in Hare Bay, and we used to go out to berry picking, and like we go out and always a lot of wildlife in Hare Bay. There's always a lot of ducks and different birds and that, and there's whales come in there, and it's a special place.
People here are in tune with nature. Whether hunting, fishing, gathering, growing their own food, or harvesting trees for heating fuel and building materials, they know only to take what they need and never waste. They know how to take care of the environment because it sustains them. These everyday practices are a far cry from the hustle and bustle of modern urban life. It's a lifestyle they treasure dearly.
All the hunting and fishing you get to do. You go fishing every day you want. It's way better than going in and sitting on a game. It's all kinds of freedom here. It's not like out in the bigger cities where you walk out of your house and there's cars flying around everywhere and stuff like that.
To be able to sit on the patio in the night and have no noise, to listen to the loons and the snipes. But I think most of all, it's the quiet.
Over the past few years, studies and surveys of the local area have provided great insight into the importance of Hare Bay and what the future may hold. New protected islands are being proposed for this region that will provide additional support to bird species that choose Hare Bay as their breeding home. When deciding on new protected areas, all facets of wildlife and human inhabitants are taken into account. To make it work and be successful, it has to benefit both. Local knowledge has played a very important role and will help local economic development while recognizing the importance of protecting and safeguarding the natural resources for future generations.
This is sustainable development at its best. Everything here that they're making a living off, they can make something else off it. They can do tourism here. This is one of the neat places for tourism. You know, this is a great place for anybody to come and just be at peace with themselves, with the environment.
There's magic to this place because you can't help but not connect to kind of your humanity, your roots, you know, what makes people people. It's raw here, you know, and you can almost feel the pulse of it. And I think that's a pretty special thing that, you know, I'm not going to let go of too easily.
Through stewardship and genuine care, Hare Bay has a bright future. The special opportunities that exist here cannot be found anywhere else. The scenic beauty, the tranquility, the wildlife, and the people draw you in with a spirit of inspiration. You cannot help but feel connected to nature in this special place. Immerse yourself in the experience of Hare Bay.